Yeah.
All right, joining us right now on the phone is Louisiana Congressman Steve Scalise. Congressman, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning to y'all.
Well, we're looking at what has happened down in Louisiana over the last 24, 48 hours. And, you know, the good news is the levees held, unlike during Katrina. But the bad news is, you know, when you've got a storm parked over you with 125-mile-an-hour winds for 5 hours, you're going to lose your power. And now you've got a problem with the infrastructure. So is it going to be a couple of weeks before people get the juice back on?
Well, that's still what it's sounding like, and clearly when you look at how Ida came in, it was a Category 4 and really almost a Category 5, and then it sustained those winds for hours and hours. It was still a strong Category 3 when it was hitting around the New Orleans area. So, you know, you can imagine those kind of winds, over 100-mile-an-hour winds sustained for hours at a time, just doing tremendous damage to people's houses. As well as to the energy infrastructure. And right, that is the most immediate problem right now because, you know, we've talked to the power companies and they've got some major lines down, one over the Mississippi River that's in the Mississippi River, a lot of the physical structures, substations that are down. So they're still assessing that damage. They were only able to get in starting yesterday, but there's a lot of damage assessments still going on. And they're saying, be prepared for weeks in some sections of the New Orleans region. And of course, you can imagine with 100 degrees, as Janice just talked about, that's a big concern.
Yeah, to be without power when it's really hot is just devastating. And we're also hearing sewers are in danger of overflowing. And the governor expects the death toll to go up considerably, he says. And are we seeing any looting? What are some of the issues that you're seeing when you're on the ground?
Yeah, you know, those are all issues. Really, yesterday, focused on evacuating the hospitals in the lower-lying areas, so Terrebonne and Lafourche parishes, right where the eye of the storm came over at Fort Couchon. Some of those hospitals are being evacuated, and they've still got COVID patients, too. So, you know, you've got people as they start repairing their houses, and this is one thing we're emphasizing, just be very careful because we see a lot of injuries after hurricane from people, you know, on roofs and things like that, doing recovery work and then ended up in the hospital. So we're just encouraging people to be safe there. So we're trying to get these hospitals in a place where they can take new patients in their emergency rooms, but to try to get everybody else out to higher level hospitals in other parts of the state that weren't hit as hard.
And real quick, Congressman, I'm just wondering how your grid held up.
Not well. You know, that's where the big concern is. The electricity grid, there's about 8 different lines that feed the city of New Orleans. You know, you can imagine a spider web of power lines. And they're telling us that all 8 main lines went down. But now, you know, what levels does that mean? How long is it going to take? Some will take longer than others. You don't need all 8 at the same time to get your power grid back up and running, but they're making those assessments. You know, we do have a nuclear facility, and that was that came out fine. You know, those facilities are built for much stronger, but just to get the power to households right now is going to be the biggest challenge. And, you know, all of our hospitals are running on generators. We checked. They've got more than enough power supply, the fuel, to keep their generators going, and there's a constant flow of that. So there's no concern that the hospitals won't be able to maintain power. But for the you know, the bulk of the city, people don't have any power and won't for at least days or weeks.
Oh,
That's so frustrating when you're without power, especially if you have waters in your living room. You know, our hearts go out to all the people there.
No, and we appreciate the prayers. Look, you've already got a lot of faith-based organizations. I know I was on the phone yesterday with folks from Samaritan's Purse who are bringing in relief supplies to some of the hardest hit areas, and so many people are sending in relief supplies. We appreciate that, and we appreciate the prayers, too.
All right. Congressman Steve Scalise, we know you got a very busy day today. You got your hands full, as everybody does down in Louisiana. Sir, thank you very much for starting your day with us.
Thank you. God bless.
Thank you. You too.